This description will give insight to what certain elements may symbolize. This description is only a guide to the work. The artwork, titled The Involuntary Immigrant aboard the SS All Lives Matter, contains elements that carry literal and symbolic meaning, while some possess a combination of the two. These elements work in concert to compare and showcase instances in a mode supported by collaging of the Black individual in America or the involuntary immigrant. The artwork is a ship full of involuntary immigrants with other types of people surrounding the ship. The background of the ship is a bloody flag, and in between the ship and flag is the Statue of Liberty. There are police officers on 3 sides of the work, as well as flags that promote anti-Black ideologies. Throughout the work, elements in the composition are playing off one another to create context between each other that bring the work together to an entirety. Probably the most pronounced element in the work is the bloodied American flag, which is upside down. The flag's orientation can be interpreted to mean a state of war or a protest of the nation of which the flag represents. The one-armed Statue of Liberty, with its back turned, may symbolize the lack of liberty and freedom seemingly unattainable for Black people in America, as there is no torch or shining light. The police officer is no one in particular, though he seems to be readily watching the scene with hands on what seems to be cuffs. Like this officer, the very presence of the officer throughout the work may symbolize danger or impending doom. The head of Andrew Jackson, 7th POTUS, may symbolize the war on natives and enslaved Africans, as he was the, quote, leader of the free world, who ordered the displacement and subsequent deaths of native people who died during the Trail of Tears. He may also symbolize the xenophobia and racism inherent in the institution of the presidency, America, and whiteness that allowed him to take this action. The head of Emmett Till may symbolize America's disregard for the sanctity found in Black children. Emmett may symbolize America's tenacity to kill Black people despite age for any reason, even if the reason is false. Till may also represent the long cycle of killing Black people that seems to be a part of America's history since its conception. Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, and Eric Garner may symbolize America's abuse of its resources provided by the government in the effort to end a Black life and, quote, get away with it, even if unarmed. They may represent the Black people in this country whose infractions don't warrant their outcomes. Kendrick Johnson may symbolize America's want of the Black body, but not the life. Kendrick may symbolize the ability of common white people to kill Black people without consequence. Kendrick may represent the Black people in this country who can't feel safe in places they should. Lavina Johnson and Everett Palmer Jr. may symbolize America's lack of intent on protecting the Black body that serves the country. Lavina and Everett may symbolize the Black people in this country who have given their lives to a country that would take it. Colin Kaepernick may symbolize the way America reacts to reactions about its own behavior. Sandra Bland may symbolize the lengths to which America would go through in order to absolve itself of any fault in its murderous actions against Black people. Sandra may represent the black people who have been lied on and lied to by the institution of justice. Deborah S. Nelson may symbolize the parts of America that protect itself in killing black people. She may represent the actual people who allow the murder of black people to continue. George Zimmerman may symbolize the ease in taking a black life despite age and reason while becoming something of, quote, popular icon. He may symbolize the people that hate black people but aren't necessarily white. Jesus may symbolize the lack of protection black people have in America. Jesus may represent the false hope black people may have about the institutions that say they have their best interests at heart. Benjamin Franklin may symbolize the treachery that is connected to all corners of the country. Hillary Clinton may symbolize the people who hate black people in secret and work to kill them in public. James SoSoon's Gant may represent the black people in this country whose spirits haven't yet been broken.
There we go. Okay. Cool. Everybody on Facebook and YouTube, can y'all hear me now? Sorry, IG. Sorry. Y'all should be on YouTube anyway, but at least y'all got to hear it.
Did they hear it?
I'm waiting for somebody to reply in here on YouTube or IG. Tony Downs, Marksman, Shay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Insta is good. Let me know on YouTube or Facebook if the sound is there, because I know that's where the issue was. There we go. Thank you, Sam. All right, so I'm going to do this third verse a cappella. Alone he travels, his toes in his shoes in the gravel, convinced that he's fighting in a losing battle. He goes to the local barbershop on the avenue, removes the hat from top of his head, and he unravels his natural locks. Side the barber at 10, sits in the chair and watches 10 years carefully drop, while everybody else is laughing in shock, and it's too late to ask him to stop. Now it's back to the block, the golden paved pavement he once thought Blade was playing with his fate, laughing in his face, trapped up in his place, Such a hateful existence. The agents kicking him, keeping him in the matrix. This makeshift land of the free, home of the brave that got paid to make way for all of the slavery. They made paper from the faces of hatred, and the only way he's ever getting any is complacency. 1, the color of your skin is too dark. 2, your hair is too nappy and too harsh. 3, you can never be better than us. You ain't American, you're just a black man in America. 1, the color of your skin is too dark. 2, your hair is too nappy and too harsh. 3, you can never be better than us. You ain't American, you're just a black man in America. My name is SoSoon. If you didn't already know that, you are at location number 2 of the performance crawl, aka 11 plus 28 equals 39, my 39th year of life. I am here with my homeboy Azteknique, who was the sound engineer for my most recent project, Involuntary Immigrant, which I dropped earlier this year, September 27th, the day of my mother's birthday. And so celebrating birthdays and all that good stuff, because she's the reason why this Involuntary Immigrant is in existence and has been here for 39 years. So I'm going to perform a couple of songs from this project for y'all. Then Sharif and I are going to talk, Aztec and I are going to talk about the process. We've moved from studio to studio. It took some time to get this done, but we wanted to get it done right. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I know Mike L., the producer of this project, is here on the live stream. So thank you for tuning in. I know that you have family celebrating birthdays as well, and you couldn't make it in person, but you're here in spirit with us, brother. If you don't already know, if you are interested in requesting a song for me to perform at any point during the day, you can put a donation in any one of my digital wallets. I got Venmo, I got Cash App, I got PayPal, I got Zelle. I don't have the information accessible right now, but just shoot me or my partner Sam, who's assisting with me all day, a DM, and then we'll let you know how to get it to me. And then from there, you can request whatever song you want, even if it's not part of this project. I may or may not have time to do it at this stop, but we'll get it done before the end of the day. With that being said, let's fire up the next record, brother. Make sure you share the live view on Instagram. And if you want the full experience, it's good either way for this particular performance. I haven't performed this yet, so let's see what happens. This is called Rebel, and there's a story for this. Check it. Shall I be forced to draw arms? My arms shall bear the finest garments that a rebel can wear. 8-hill trophy scars bar, none the best. Money, power, respect. Fresh coat chose to flow Joe with my fabrics. O shows the logo on his backflip. Stone cold with the bow, no classes. We talking about practice. Flows massive, no comparison. Nobody that's retroactive. No Joe Schmo, no Popo, no Katniss. Yeah, I said it so. That bitch is just an actress. No holds bar with the boss. I'm so savage. No holding back the torch to your matchstick. Black Lives Matter, the mantra. When you see me, you either want to kill me, kiss me, or beat me. Trophy scars on my neck. Money, power, respect. Killer Cotsy from my neck. List, you won't believe what's next, nigga. They turning black lives to a spectacle. My brother, my sister, that should bring out the best in you. You want a show? I'ma give you something memorable. Check sign down to my genitals. Check up 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 down to my wow. Check up down to my genitals. Check up down to my genitals. Check up down to my genitals. Yo, this is NFL times UFC times BET. Better bet on me times NHL times NBC on your Blu-ray and MP3 times ancient Rome times reality TV in your ancient home. Pay per view to see me when you see me pop it. Take it easy, the antenna sensitive. You're gonna shake the TV. Look, postmodern, world star stardom, master the Euro, snap circa James Harden, back with a Euro snack, bring it to the garden, blast at a Euro. If he doesn't acknowledge his white privilege, he gets no pardon. See from my Tiffany, how charming. Black Lives Matter, the mantra. When you see me, you'll either want to kill me, kiss me, or beat me. Trophy stars from my neck, money, power, respect. Killer cops see from my neck. List you won't believe what's next, nigga. They turning black lives to a spectacle. My brother, my sister, that should bring out the best in you. You want a show? I'ma give you something memorable. Check sun down to my genitals. Check up down to my genitals. Fuck 'em. Check up down to my genitals. Fuck 'em. Check up down to my genitals. Check up down to my genitals. System. Check up down. Fuck the police. Down to my genitals. Check up down to my genitals. Trophy scars on my dick. When in Rome, gotta do what the rebels do. This shit needs to be fixed. We need to rebuild it to do what it was meant to do. Empty stomach, full clear. Bullets do more than a sentence do. Nigga, I'm grinding for all of my shit. And this script, the bad guy never lose. Check up down to my genitals. 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 Trophy scars on my neck. Let's hit that next joint. I'll tell you the story about the song later. Shouts to the brother, the great brother, Abio Doom, for being a part of this project. Shouts to Mike L for getting that plug in. This is called Wild Wild West.
With the injustices that appear to be a major pattern in the fabric of America.
Shouts to my brother Dre Over too. The pen and the page is all I ever have. The woke man's rage, I am forever mad. Being black in America with its checkered past. Present, we question the vision the first settlers had. Welcome to the Wild Wild West, they let the metal blast. Cure a path for the rebels, tell them to telegraph. The same rebels we celebrate with the special flag became devils. My ancestors have been through hell and back. Many enslaved caught in the devil's grasp. Some were brave, fought to repel the wrath. Some made waves graves, that was a better cast. Some ran away and lost their better halves. Escape routes platted and braids before telling that. Hide your kids, your wives, not run, tell them that. Drum circles at night, that's the telecast. Body snatches in white, run hella fast. It was illegal to write, kept the Bible stash. It was illegal to fight before the bell was cracked. It was illegal to be so much for Leviticus. 3/5 of a man, but it's us that don't excel at math. The projects were a project, yeah, we felt for that. The concept's out of date, the holy grail is rap. Illegal drugs are better. Trying to tell these quacks if opioids are an epidemic. What the hell is crack? Let the drop top down, push the pedal past. The cotton fields in the south, notice they smell of cash. Reparations to expectation, the hell with that. Blood money is funny, how they sell it back. Niggas in the trap, women are out here selling ass like an accessory. We much better at these ignorant whites acting like history ain't what propel us back. We for truths, I'm just telling facts. Order me. That allegiance to pledge, we about to blow it apart. Reclaiming my time is never outdated. Reclaiming my time is never outdated. The taste of defeat is like sour grapes. Success is more sweet, tastes like an hour later.
The
Yo, yo. The pen and the pad is all I ever had. Salute American flags, my nigga never that. Democrats still oppressing my demographic. We supposed to be kings, just ask Coretta's dad. Slavery was your head start, remember that? That was forever ago. We put an end to that. Any gun toting cowboy defending that. Dangling privilege all in my face that I ain't never had. Probably never been told to speak properly. Never falsely accused of armed robbery. Never been strong armed by policy. Never been strong armed for all your property. Gentrification thanks to our government. White Indian givers we call Republicans. Indian giving isn't the right term. Stealing shit that ain't yours we call Columbusin. Every day is a new epiphany. If something ain't making me happy, it don't mean shit to me. Tell them my vicarious traumas, you can't sit with me. This table is reserved for my people rewriting history. Simply, this shit is for us. Specifically, the people on the margins starving for a victory. This ain't a story of optimism or liberty. Just a composer of this collection of symphonies.
This exposes the total callousness of the neighborhoods many of us live in. The frustration of trying to breathe when the air is contaminated. When you're holding him hard, that allegiance you pledge, we got to go in hard.
Reclaiming my time is never outdated. Reclaiming my time is never outdated. The taste of defeat is like sour grapes. Success is more sweet, tastes like an hour later.
Revolution. We must have a revolution within ourselves. Before this revolution, we must have an evolution. So we won't recreate the madness we want to escape.
Every man is king. Every man that is, except the black. Shouts to Mike L for not telling me where any of his samples come from. There's no samples as far as I know. I have the best producer because they do not want to tell me, so I just happen to come across songs and find out. But he flipped them, chopped them, and I have no clue to this day. Talk about secrets. Let's tap into the next joint. We only got a few here. So thank y'all everybody on IG and YouTube and Facebook for tapping in. If you're on IG, please don't hesitate to share it. I saw that my homie Joel, he shared the IG. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Shouts to all my GOAT Squad members up in here. Shouts to my Sam member over my left shoulder, filming B-roll. Yeah, ever notice all the little changes happening in front of your eyes? The sun on Earth and balance with the sun up. Let's run it back. Yo, let me tell y'all a quick story. Don't wait, pause
This is
real
my
quick.
shit right here.
Yeah.
Mike, you think this shit
When we was in the studio recording this, I remember when Mike gave a beat to Aztec over here, and he loaded it up and put it into the speakers. And we spent like a good 20 minutes of him going, whoa!
That shit crazy. Mike killed this beat. This beat bananas. This beat crazy.
Yeah, he did his thing on this joint. He definitely did his thing on this joint. All right, run it back.
Let's go.
Your reaction just reminded me of that studio moment.
I can't every time. Sorry.
It's called Ever Notice. I was channeling Jada Kiss Y on this. You'll hear it. Ever notice all the little changes happening in front of your eyes? The sun on Earth's in balance with the sun above in the sky. New York summers feel like winter to the end of July. Notice how hard it is for black men to try. Patriot acts making it easy for the man to attack. On the flip side, it's harder for a nigga to fly. Ain't even safe for sitting inside of the crib. It's easier dying when feeling crying, but we trying to live. Ever notice the simplicity ain't getting a bit? Notice that parents nowadays are just as young as the kids. Notice being black's enough to get a gun in your ribs. We get funny with money because we got nothing to give. Question: what does cash have in common with credit? Niggas have neither, and we trying to get it. Cause anytime we get a little, we be trying to spend it. Whoever knew pockets had cavities, just go find me a dentist. Said I've been a few places, seen a few things. The one thing I noticed is some things haven't changed. Whether you're rich or poor, if you're black, they don't like you. But I also noticed that everything goes up. Ever notice how you can't say crack on air? But as long as you saying nigga, crackers really don't care. Using Caucasian racial slurs, but they don't want to hear it. Cause niggas the only slur considered a term of endearment. Ever notice other motherfuckers saying around us? Trying to be down, trying to make the stuff sound tough. Notice we trendsetting, everybody want beat down. Crackers been stealing for 400 years, but even more that we're free now. Ever notice that we're still poor? That's why when niggas kill niggas, nobody care if they kill more. Ever notice most of the songs they make Billboard? When I listen, I'm real bored. Notice necessities who change from food, clothing, and shelter to fast food, name brand clothes, cars, and cellulars. We always text and email, but I miss the detail of a written letter deal with a kiss from your female. Hold up. Said I've been a few places, seen a few things, and the one thing I've noticed is some things haven't changed. Whether you're rich or poor, if you're black, they don't like you. Listen, have you ever gone out of town, took a walk around another hood and noticed hope in a lost and found? And never have, try it once, walk a 3-block radius. I guarantee you're gonna see the same old craziness. 1 block, 2 liquor stores, 3 corner stores, a Chinese restaurant, a barbershop, and a hair salon. Cracks in the sidewalk, crack files in between the cracks in the sidewalk. Black clouds 3 or 4, 1 parent 9 times out of 10 of mommy. Black clouds in the sky, shouts from the mommy. 3 numbers short of striking rich from the lottery. Drunk niggas, prostitutes, taking off pornography. Amongst all of that, another thing that really bothers me is the fact that one's likely to run into some sort of pharmacy. CVS, the Wayne Reed, Walgreens, all equals genocide, the poor people's enemy. Ever notice marijuana still illegal, but cigarettes the real smoke stick killing people? Notice the way the government's watching what we do, so when I vote, I'm only for the lesser 2 evils. Notice how everybody's falling for props. Got a little loneliness and me wanting them all to be clock. And cut back and squeeze, all these want to PMC who swear that they hot, but they not because I've noticed you're not, and I notice a lot.
That be crazy. That be crazy.
Let's jump into the next one. Got 2 more for you. If you know the project, you probably would have a safe assumption of what's to come. If not, get familiar.
Oh, it's another one. It's another one. Have my DJ Khaled.
The lack of love, the lack of trust. I'm American, I'm never at a lack of lust. The lust for love, the lust for lust. Self-indulgence is at a surplus. The never-ending war, the conflict. My niggas in the prison industrial complex. The politics of politics. A lot of talk, no accomplishments. Global warming, the ice melts. So many tears from Mother Nature, she's crying help. The world is cold, the sky fell. We up in heaven, getting high as hell. Self-medicating, the pain we can't take it. Obama called for change, my niggas still waiting. My hands up, I'm giving up. Behind a wreck, but you don't give a fuck. I wish that I could live by my solo. No concerns in the Snowglobe. White falling on my nose like cocoa. It's just the snow from the Snowglobe. You see what I'm wearing, right? We can buy this on SoSoon's.com. Yo, the prejudice, the ageism, homophobia is the new racism. The terrorists at home and abroad. Mankind, that's so evolved. The mental health, the mental stress. Just had a teen tell me he's hella depressed. The economy, the mediocrity, we're all fucked. That's my philosophy. The water's tainted, the streets are laden with cops who use guns for paint brushes. They not pop, boom, boom, water paintings. Black and red, the shots, boom, boom, landscaping. God forsaken, it's not you soon. Self-medicating, the pain we can't take it. Obama called for change, and I'm still waiting. My hands up, I'm giving up. I'm innocent, but you don't give a fuck. I wish that I could live by my solo. No concerns in the Snowglobe. White falling on my nose like cocoa. It's just the snow from the Snowglobe. The Snowglobe, the Snowglobe. No troubles in the Snowglobe. The Snowglobe, the Snowglobe. No concerns in the Snowglobe. I'm gonna talk to y'all for a few before we go into the last song, and then me and Aztec gonna talk a little bit because I just want to acknowledge comments and all that good stuff. I'll let it play out. Let it play out. It's because it's not gonna jump into the next joint, right? Yes. Let it play out. I like it too much to just stop it early. Yo, Nathan, thank you. I know you're local. If you know, you know. But yeah, so that Columbuson line, I'm clever with lyrics and things like that. I'm not humorous on purpose. I just only make myself laugh. And every so often I come up with something really compelling that's not necessarily a lyric, but I turn that into a lyric. So I don't know, many moons ago, I thought about this notion of, the phrase Indian giving. And I was thinking about like just white folks, and it's not all of them. It's not all of y'all. Y'all know if you're like that or not. And I think if you're here, you're not that person. But my partner, who, if you're on the, what do you call it, YouTube and Facebook, you can see in the corner, my dearest of 8 years, big supporter. We just think a lot about like how white people move in and around the world. Like you just be walking on the sidewalk, they're not paying attention, and you got tight, narrow sidewalks in New York. So I'm walking, and here you come this way, and you're not even gonna turn your shoulder to give me space. That's one example. Another example is like how white folks move around when they have children with them. They just let them run around and explore the world like it's all theirs to conquer and whatever. And so from these kind of things and many other things that I've experienced personally and that friends and peers have experienced came the phrase Columbusing, which is this notion of like treating shit that's not yours like it is yours. So that's what that line was about. So thank you for pointing that out, Nathan. Unc, I see you in here. Don, I see you in here for number 2 of 2 so far. Dom's the same. Thank you. Yeah, listen to Dom's. Cop that shirt. It's on SoSoon's.com. If you're on IG, Sam put it in the comments. I can put it on YouTube because I am at a keyboard. Yeah, it'll go to both. Facebook and YouTube. Oh, you put it in? Oh, I'm not seeing it on. That's fine, but I believe you did it. Cool. Huh? No, tell me. That's fine.
Oh, that you might have the top chat on instead of all chat.
I think I have all, because I'm seeing comments from Facebook and YouTube. So yeah, it's all good. Anyway, so final song, but before I finish the song, one of the important things of the day that I've already said and I'll continue to reiterate is if you want to request a song from the SoSoon's solo catalog, do so. Just make sure you send a donation to any one of my digital wallets, and I'll perform it at some point during the day, and or play it if for some reason I don't know it, because I can't act like I know all of my songs from memory. I shout to the people who can do that shit. I'm not one of them. If I know, if it's not something I ever plan on performing, it's probably not committed to memory. So I'm just being real with you, but request it anyway, and we can get it on. I have my hard drive with me. Everything can be accessed. So that's that. After this, I'm going to a location, a tattoo parlor that is co-owned by one of my my most recent group that I was a part of, MI6. Our manager, DJ Uncle Tone, who was really pivotal in my career as an artist, and the careers of all of the members of my group. So it's called Mohawk Tattoo. We're gonna go there after this, rock out for a very short set before we go to one of the larger sets at Tatanka's Tincture. I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of y'all in person over there. With that said, I'm gonna do this last record. I'm gonna talk to my brother Aztec for a second, so y'all can hear some tidbits about the behind the scenes of the project. And I think that this last song will be a great song to kind of be a springboard for that conversation. So yeah, we could go into that joint.
This is not a rap CD.
Sit with it.
This is a statement.
There we go. Shouts to Drew Davis on the background vocals. Shouts to Studio Steve, Mike L. This called Sit With It. Shouts to Mike Hoffa, who just joined IG. Sit with it. Sitting by the TV, reminiscing when it used to be easy. With a Christmas story on repeat, making my list for my nana, she's my genie. When I used to give a shit about a Christmas, Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe up on my wish list. Tell the cops stop acting like Cobra. It's when I asked from Nicholas if he existed. Here we go again, dealing with the same violence. We no longer have the option to remain silent, cause it don't make a difference if you stay quiet. This remind me of my studies on the race riots. What am I supposed to tell my damn youth? how to handle the blue man group. Even Olivia cannot resolve the scandal, cause you can't indict what you can't prove. Sit with it, sit with it, sit with it, sit with the pain, sit with it, sit with it, sit with it, let it run through your veins, sit with it, sit with it, sit with it, sit with the pain, sit with it. What am I supposed to tell my damn youth? How to handle the blue man group. Another man with his hand on the handle only sees defense of a man as he scans you. Another vigilante, another vandal, another cop with a slingshot to rubber band you. Another black soul born that you can't prove. Even camera phone evidence is substantial. Another visual, another candle, another brother portrayed as an animal. Another brother portrayed as an animal. Different brother, same story, another channel. Another cop that's duty in Cancun, swimming trunks with the sand in his sandals. Yo, a damn you, that's the damn truth. As I'm holding back tears in this damn booth, trying to sit with it, sit with it, sit with it, sit with the pain, sit with it, sit with it, sit with it. Let it run through your veins, sit with it, sit with it, sit with it, sit with the pain, sit with it, sit with it, let it run through your veins. I'm afraid to have children, real shit. I'm afraid that this cold world will kill him or her or they. I'm afraid to be brilliant. I'm afraid that I lack the resilience. I'm afraid to be black and have feelings. I'm afraid to say that I'm afraid, but that's real shit. Cops is vested and shielded, protected by weapons that kill shit. They use plastic bags on our children, but yet I'm expected to heal when they go on their field trips. Urban expeditions fuel the powder keg once they turn that ignition. Mix the fear with the hate, some ammunition. Even your grandmama looks suspicious. That's all it takes is suspicion. Please listen. That's all it takes is suspicion, cause innocence isn't a factor. Assume the position, submission he's after. Resistance when black, certain disaster. Resistance when white is entirely different. I'm afraid of this juxtaposition. I'm afraid of a young white citizen hating on my life, being petty like barbecue Becky, cause she see a nigga living it. These white bitches need to check their white privileges. All lives matter is equivalent to seeing every black person that's been shot by the cops is another fucking isolated incident. While my family and friends are left to sit with it. Thank you.
That's great.
All right, can I be seen? Yeah, I can be seen on both.
Yeah, that was great.
And you know, ironically enough, as I was saying before, we started that song. That's a good springboard to like talk to you, because you were here to see the evolution of the project, the recording, the re-recording, all that good stuff. But I've probably performed that song maybe 5 or 6 times at this point.
Right.
And that's the first time that I performed it and not felt like I was gonna tear up.
Yeah.
So that's wild. But it reminds me of the day we recorded it.
Right.
Because so the context, sorry for IG folks, I fell off camera, but so the context for this song is that it was written like around 2015, yeah, 2014 even, I'd say, because it was around the time where Eric Garner was killed by Pantaleo and then Mike Brown was killed. And it was a 2-verse song. If you've listened to the project, you know that in the earlier part of the project that there's a 2-verse version of this song. So what happened was I was working at an organization that taught filmmaking to young people. A lot of y'all know this about me. And while I was there, one of the mentors, because each young person had a mentor, a professional filmmaker mentor, he reached out to me because he knew I made music, and he asked me if I thought I had a song that would fit this film that he made called American Trial, the Eric Garner story. And it's basically the mock trial for Eric Garner that never actually happened, but he used all real people, real defense attorneys, real prosecutors. Eric Garner's wife, Esau, was in it. Real Witnesses. His friend, who's one of his friends, whose name was James, which you know, if you know me, is my given name. He was in it, whatever. And the only people who were fake was the person who acted as Daniel Pantaleo, and the person who acted like a judge as the judge, but in real life is a lawyer. And so he wanted music. The filmmaker's name is Rowie Messenger. So Rowie wanted music from me. So I gave him Sit With It, forgetting that I wrote it inspired by Eric Gardner, because it's just been so long. It wasn't in my mind what I wrote about, but I knew it was relevant. He liked it, but he needed it to be a longer song for the credits. And so I wrote the third verse, which was great because it gave me time to tap in to some things that I wasn't able to say by the time the album was locked in terms of the writing processes. And then that's how we get the movie version. Then my brother Drew Davis, who Small World, Mike L. and I both knew him from separate worlds, came in on this. Studio Steve came and added some elements to the already amazing beat. And then this gentleman to my right just brought in the engineering. And so with that being said, listen, man, you have worked with a lot of amazing names. You don't necessarily have to run them off. No, that's not important.
That's not important, exactly.
But you've just been an amazing creative, not just an engineer. That's where your primary work is. But you're a teacher, you're a producer, you were an MC. You've done it all. You're like a hip hop head. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what? Talk to me about just in general, like, amazing moments in the studio for you just over your years as an engineer, just being able to work with so many different artists.
It's a lot. If ironically, a lot of it is not just name people that everybody knows.
Right.
Of course, those before they blew up, that's cool. You know what I mean? But a lot of it too, a large percentage of artists that aren't like worldwide.
Right.
You know what I mean? That I think a lot of times it's the most unique in culture because they don't have really anything to prove.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yourself. It's like I have a mission. This is what this is about. It's about the art. This is about what I'm saying.
Right.
So, but I remember the one time. I don't know if I think I told you guys about this one. It was the one time. It was myself. It's funny, Self. DJ Self before DJ Self was DJ Self.
Okay.
Before he was Self, he was a little young dude trying to get his thing. He wasn't on the radio. He was a skinny kid, whatever. And if Self ever see this, you know what I'm talking about. And I was helping him do his mixtape. I had a studio downtown Brooklyn. I always had a studio.
Right.
Which that's not how I got in the game. I was a dancer, bro. But that's another story. And he was like, I'm trying to do his tape. And Spike Lee would do his his Spike parties around the block.
Right.
And this is like early 90s. And Spike was like, don't worry, we're going to do it this time. So we did it. We was doing the tape. And myself, he knew a couple people, but I knew a lot of people. MC, like everybody. I knew mad people. We all kind of came up together. So I was pulling people off the street, out the block party, like, yo, come drop a verse, come drop. So we had people up, and he had people up there. And I remember when Jay, this is Reasonable Doubt is out. Jay comes up and drops his verse. Freestyle, of course, off the top. And it's crazy because it's a few people in there, just like some MOP was in there, couple, Digable Planets, a couple folks was in the studio writing their parts to like the freestyle. And Jay came up, dapped everybody, put the beat on, boom, said his verse. I'm gonna admit it, I didn't hit record. We was just sitting there like this. Like, this shit is crazy. And I was like, oh shit. And I went to school with Jay. So we went to Westinghouse.
Right.
And so I was like, so he's like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, yo, hold on. Yo, I think you peaked. He's like, word? All right, cool. Nobody knew. So this is the first time everybody hear about this shit. So I was like, I didn't record the shit. I was like, boom. And so he said a whole nother rhyme, like off the top, did it and left. Dapped everybody. And I kid you not, those who were there, Teflon, that's my dude. Those there tore their papers up, threw them in the garbage, and started rewriting it. That was like one of the most incredible moments at that time. This is before, like, of course, Billionaire Hove or whatever. Right, but all of those guys, everybody that was in there was just dope. Even Self, the fact that this is what he wanted to do. And we did this on an 8-track tape.
Damn, you brought it back to that.
And then put it to that machine, to that tape. You know what I'm saying? But it was just an incredible, that was just hip hop. You know what I mean? And artists being just true. Yeah, Digable Planets had a record out. They were big. Jay had the Reasonable Doubts, MOP. The cats, but they were. It wasn't even about like you know, how it is nowadays. And,
Right.
and it's cool. Nowadays it's cool. But, you know, so those are some of the, but I know some of our stuff, man, in the studio working on this project. And I just want to tell you guys, those who know Soon is, I've seen him develop not just the project, but as your artistry. And I didn't even know you was a poet, like on the poet circuit till later.
Well, I didn't do poetry. I just hung out with them.
Oh shit!
So
okay, see, well, I found something new today.
Yeah, but I never actually did like what we would quote unquote call poetry as a
okay.
kid, but not like in like on some performance. Like it's always been bars. You know what I'm
really?
saying? Like,
Cool. Okay, so I thought that's what I thought. So,
yeah.
But watching your growth, it just in the studio, just from the first times we met and when we were recording, and then just the ideas of coming up with this project. And the other cool thing is I like is the way you and Mike worked as producer and artist.
Right.
And he still allowed you to produce. And I say allow. It wasn't no like you needed his authority in that.
Right.
But your musical ideas was welcomed. I know some producers don't really let artists do that. They're like, yo, dude, do you? I do this.
Right.
That just the way you guys work together, like on some like, you know, D Wade and Shaq early when they won a championship. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
God bless Kobe and Shaq type.
Right,
it was a real tag team thing, and I admired that, and that was inspirational, and just like watching how you guys came to the studio, worked in the studio, and we had we moved studio. I had moved my studio. Those who know me, if whoever's on here, I doubt it. I don't know, but. Yeah, I've had studios all over freaking New York, and everywhere. You know what I mean? But and we kept doing it. And I just tip my hat off to both of you guys in the project, and how even through catastrophe, Mike, you know what I'm talking about? That hard drive.
Oh yeah,
had to bring resuscitate WAV files, which was awesome. Which was awesome. The fact that you didn't let that shake you, and you just like, okay, cool, let's come back. We're going to do this. We're going to, all right, let's replace this and do this.
Right.
So, you know, to see that and see that development over time and never quitting. Because a lot of, I know we all do it. We like, oh, that song is old. I'm not doing that no more, man. You know, like, I'm going to do something else.
Right.
But you kept it. It was a vision.
Right.
And you saw it through. And you continuously seeing it through now with the performances and everything. And I commend you.
Thank
you. And everybody who worked on the project, who I met Damien through you, which is a cool, awesome writer, awesome dude. And that's just dope. I love that. But I just love everything about the album. You know, I got to. I come from them streets.
Thank you. Word. All right, so rapid fire questions for you, because we kind of alluded to this when I was performing. Favorite beat on the project, favorite song on the project.
Oh wow! Well, you already know. You already said.
I'll start at the house. My favorite song is "Sit Wit It" because, as I already told you the story, the evolution of the song, and like that first line of the third verse, like when I said "real shit," that's not in the song, but I mean it. And my partner, as I've already said earlier, is over my shoulder. We talk about this often. This conversation around, do we want to have children? And we have genuine fears about like bringing a Black/brown child into the world as it is. And then I have a lot of my friends, people, Mike L's one, you have children, you've mentioned this to me. A lot of my friends and peers who have children have said this to me, but you know, it's like, you can't let that stuff stop you. And then there's the understanding that like what was happening in like the civil rights movement, for example, was far worse than what we're experiencing now on it's different. It's like different levels. You know what I'm saying? Like I can move around a lot more freely than our ancestors could in certain parts of the country in an era like that. So in theory, it's okay, but that doesn't stop the fear of like, what does it mean to raise a child in this world where technology is just evolving at light speed and just things are becoming challenging in different ways for people who look like us, then, you know, whatever. So like being able to like really tap into that. And then the session for that project was insane. Like I think it was Mike who had the idea to have me like breathing heavy in the background. And so I understood what he was asking of me and channeled it. And we all, by the time I finished doing that part of the song, if you haven't heard Sit With It, the movie version, it's the last song on Involuntary Immigrant. I encourage you to go listen to it. And I just remember like I don't even know if we got that on camera. But I just remember the moment lives in my head, as if it was on camera. But I just remember it was like you, me, Mike, and Drew who did this background vocals on it, and we just all were like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, the theater you put into it.
Yeah.
And the feeling, because when I say theater, because it was that part, especially that particular part at the end with the Greek, that was so real.
Right.
And just as a person, when I say that's my favorite song on the album.
Right.
Because I relate to it. And I think anybody when you hear that song, if you ever heard that song, will understand. If you have not experienced that, I pray you don't. That's the thing.
Right.
I pray you don't, ever experience the things he's talking about in that song. I've experienced it multiple times. I experienced it with my son, which was crazy.
Right.
Me and my son in a experience dealing with that kind of thing. And, it's a crazy part to say when you said children. It's like a gift and a curse. It might sound to some people, that's kind of demented. I'm glad I experienced that with my son because I was there with him. Yet I didn't want that experience again.
Right.
Because I've done it already. It happened to me 3 times in my life prior to him. But being able to be there with him, that God forbid if it went down, I got him.
Word.
We together,
Word.
But we were able to have a conversation. We had conversation while it was happening.
Right.
From a spiritual perspective, without speaking, because they were, police was like, don't say nothing, And it's funny. I know, just to say, I don't know I don't forget what movie it was. It was some type of movie, and it was, doing a whole funny thing on, police brutality and stuff like that, where they made the guys come out this car and rap a song or sing. Oh no, it was 5 Heartbeats or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
That really happened. Myself, my brother Dap, he's probably, I don't know, he does, but his son, we all had our sons were in a group and we were performing out of college. They were performing in college. And the cops stopped in Jersey. I mean, it was like SWAT on our cars. And we were literally maybe a block and a half from the university. And they came and we were like, yo, we're music artists.
Right.
I mean, this is really in real life.
Right.
And I handed them my son. See, they asked. We made jokes about it because he's like, what kind of rappers? I kid you not. And I was like, like Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
like Tribe Quest wasn't saying shit in their songs, but it wasn't as in your face. They all kind of like Tribe. They was like Tribe Called Quest, okay. And we played some of the music. I kid you, for the police, they had guns, detectives, every Jersey. It was crazy, man.
Wow.
And we had to have a meeting with my son and them, and okay, y'all gotta rub that shit off. Y'all gotta go on stage and do your perform.
Right.
Let that shit go. We'll talk about it later and channel that energy into your performance. And they did.
Right.
And it was crazy. But just in that song always touches me. Yes, I don't to not tear up about it because living that stuff. One of my favorite. But my favorite beat, you already know, is Mike. I gotta tip my Mike. Mike, you killed this project. Everybody involved there, but you killed the production. It's awesome. Ever Notice is like that.
Yeah.
You see what happened? It's raw. It's a raw track, and then you're on it. Like you did channel your Jada and your ghost. You going on it, and and then not just flow and cadence, but the lyrical content.
Right.
Is smart. It's witty. It's not too heady.
Right.
And it's still hip hop. It still rhymes. You know what I mean?
Word.
So that's one of my favorites.
Thank you. My favorite beat is Snowglobe.
Yes,
that's my favorite beat.
Okay.
Because I love that bass line. I love how the bass line gets pulled out when the vocal sample comes in.
Yeah.
I just love all those little nuances. So I think that was probably the song that I wrote the quickest of any of the songs that I wrote for the project. So that's my favorite beat.
What is your favorite song? I'm going to post something. What is your favorite song to perform from the songs you've been performing from this project?
I've only done prior to today. I've only done Snowglobe and Sit Wit It.
Seriously?
Yeah. So Wild Wild West first time, Rebel first time. Ever notice that's a lot because actually, so there's a backstory to Involuntary Immigrant. There are, I believe, 2 songs on this project, Black Man in America and Ever Notice, that were from my very, very first project that never got released, called 3 Sides to a Story, Side 1 The Truth. I'm talking about going back to 2004.
Okay, wow.
And so elements of that project and the concept for that project are what inspired me to ultimately do Involuntary Immigrant. It was like,
in the same vein, but new knowledge now years older.
Of course.
And that's how we got into Involuntary Immigrant. Mike had the perfect production to kind of bring that to life. And so, like I said, Black Man America and Ever Notice are almost to a T the same lyrics.
Oh wow.
And so Ever Notice, I was performing over what the original beat was back when for some time. And then when that project didn't come out, I just kind of left it alone for a while. And then once I heard the beat, I was like, oh no, this song will go perfect. And I'm not ashamed to say that. And the reason why, because one of the things I've said this on live like a few days ago, but one of the things I'm really thankful for, and it annoys me to death, some of my friends and peers that are artists, that they like songs are old to them.
Mm-hmm.
They get old really quick to them. It might be a song that's like 3 years old, and they're like, yeah, it's old. I don't like it anymore. And some of y'all might be on this fucking stream, and you know I'm talking to you. But like, I'm thankful to be able to say that, like, even if something's old to me, I appreciate the value of it. It was written in a specific time with a specific knowledge base and a specific energy.
Right.
And even if I know I've evolved, which that's the whole purpose anyway, I know it was good in that time. And some songs that are old are so good that they've stayed in my performance rotation for the life of my career as an artist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Ever Notice recycling a song that nobody had ever heard, or only a few people ever heard because it never came out on a project, I have no problem doing that because it's still relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a line, as I was performing it today, there was a line that I said, and I can't remember what the line was, but I was like having this moment where I'm like performing and thinking to myself, like, oh yeah, that line is relevant to today. Although this was written well before whatever the line was, I'm going to try to remember it and circle back. But like, the content's still relevant. So I have no problem putting it out there. Same thing with Black Man in America. It's a fictitious story about a man who like moves from Africa to America with this hope of, you know, the quote unquote American dream, but the content is still relevant because it's about people who are, whether you're voluntarily or involuntarily moving from one place to another to come to this great country. There's often so much you have to sacrifice, and especially if you Black, you know what I'm saying? Especially
and it's not just sacrificing, you leaving home, leaving family, your homeland. It's actually sacrificing your humanity sometimes.
Exactly.
You as a human being, because of the things that certain entities put people through that they don't want to understand. So they make it's fear when it's really like, just get to know me, man.
Right.
And you realize we have a lot more in common than you think.
Exactly.
And then we can just treat each other equal. But what I will say is, that's dope, because I didn't know you didn't perform any of these songs. The fact that you're performing it for the first time today throughout your tour, I love it. First of all, those who are on here are artists, whether you do poetry, whatever the hell you do as an artist. If you haven't, this is dope. I was telling my colleague today about this thing you're doing, this project, and I was like, yo, the fact that he's doing like this tour in different locations, streaming virtually. You in the metaverse, bro. Let's go. Everybody. Black people, brown people. Metaverse. I'm just saying, we got to go get this bread. But that's another. This dude is already on it. I love it, yo. I just got to tip my hat for it. That's just you taking advantage as an artist. And I think every artist should do that. But your breath control and the fact that you weren't afraid to make mistakes. You weren't afraid to say,
I fuck up.
Let me move. But you kept going. But you've been doing this your season.
Right.
And that's you know, it reminds me of, you know, of the verses, the Kane and you know, in KRS-One. But even like the Beanie Man and what just those, you just keep going.
Right.
It's really about your presentation in that you can tell. And just to come in, last thing on this is when you said those lyrics, lines that are relevant today.
Right.
It goes to show, as an artist, when you're writing or creating, whether you cook, whatever it is you do, put your heart and your passion into it.
Right.
It will stand the test of time.
Right.
It will not go to waste. It will, and it will benefit more than you think.
Right.
It will benefit past the moment you created, like you said. I think that's awesome. And it will inspire, if not you again. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Because, you know, MCs, y'all rappers, you heard what I said? You heard what I said? Y'all inspire yourselves all the time, but other people, man, I think that's dope. And man, I just like hearing you, and I'm like, you know what I mean? And it's funny because, you know, me being an ex-artist, performer, as far as I'm trying to hold back. I'm about to come up on your split star real quick. Be like, yeah, such and such.
That's real. That's
but
real.
but that because that's the inspiration of just you're feeling your music and you're feeling what you're saying, and that just speaks volumes. That's ripple. That's a ripple effect. And hopefully those who can feel it will get that effect.
Word. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
So final thing before we wrap up. So IG ended. So if you're on IG, then but for the folks who are on the YouTube and Facebook, because I'm not about to stop, I'll just whatever folks need to come to YouTube. Tell folks about the studio that we're in and the services you provide, because I know several people who are watching are fellow artists.
Okay.
And I know that one of the many things you do extends beyond being in a shared physical space with another artist, not just engineering virtually, but also teaching virtually. So, you have a gamut, and I know the things, but I just want you to say it, rep your brand.
All right, appreciate it. So, Beat Bang Theory Studio, Azteknique Productions. I am a educator, music production, technology, write curriculum for different schools and companies like Native Instruments and Avid, which that's the Pro Tools folks, Studio One, Personas. I work with those different companies as far as teaching and doing tutorials and teaching producers, DJs, artists on production on different levels. But I also record, I mix and mastering engineer, mixing engineer. But at heart, I'm a music producer, so compose for film and television stuff, games. So those who are looking for that, actually did some stuff with a big company. Did some work with Disney and did a couple of things that we're just pushing forward. And so I offer, from an educational perspective, or just helping an artist express themselves, because a lot of artists want to learn how to I want to learn how to record better my tracks, or I want to learn how to produce my own tracks, or at least to a point to give it to another producer. I do a lot of that one-on-ones and in class settings, virtually and in person. And then I do a lot of mixing and mastering as well. And then producing and composing. And so people do that whole thing. Like composing is different because it's talking about film and television or games, and then producing is for artists. Same shit. Same shit. You know what I'm saying? But you speak the language. So here at the Beat Bang Theory, and that's the name of the brand, where we're putting out some other stuff, some other content that's going to be coming soon. I'm going to have you guys on, you and Damien too, on a show, a couple of shows that I want to definitely come back to the project, but the things you're working on too. So, but those are the things that we offer here, and I appreciate the plug. And hey man, check it out. Azteknique. You can find me on IG or Beat Bang, the Beat Bang Theory on IG as well. And I'm gonna keep it just low key like that. I don't want to get everything out. You know what I mean? But that's where you get contact as far as that's concerned. So.
Well, I think that I've done 15 songs down. That makes 25, 35, 24 to go. More if y'all donate and put out requests, which you're more than welcome to do. 2 albums down, 4 to go, 4 locations to go. Thank everybody for tuning in to this location, Beat Bang Theory Studio. My brother Azteknique, who mixed, mastered, and engineered the Involuntary Immigrant project. We will continue working together because he is hands down one of the best engineers I've ever worked with. I appreciate you. I appreciate you opening your space for this. Thank you so much, brother.
Appreciate sharing your art and your talent. Your gift is way more powerful than just what we're hearing. Believe it or not.
Thank you. Thank you. 2 p.m. Tap in. Mohawk of New York Tattoo Shop, not too far from here. I'm gonna be getting ink while performing. Figure that.
Nice.
Let me see. But let me actually, while I'm still here, let me really quickly look at the comments. Sorry, y'all, because I was trying to, pay attention to what Azteknique and I was discussing. So let me just see what folks is talking about. Virtual, I see you. I'm gonna answer that in a second. Let me just scroll up to where I last. Yep. Thank you for the applause, everybody. Yes, Doms, you were a freestyle and now you're actually writing bars and recording music, so how the evolutions can happen. Real talk. Virtue must be done with work because he's all in here now, so thank you. I can post the info. I can't post it here because I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll in the next one when I'm on my laptop, I'll post everything for folks who want to donate and contribute. I think actually I have it on my phone. That's a lot. That's a bold-faced lie. Thank you, Darius. Wait, how much? Oh, okay. Now I'll type it in this chat. Yes, sir.
I'll say it out loud while I'm typing it in chat because I realize I can access the note in my phone where I kept it. So Venmo is at James-SoSoon. Oh, haha. Thanks. Venmo, fortunately, I actually know how to type fast. James-SoSoon. Cash app is $ so soon ish. PayPal is at so soon music. And then if you have my phone number, you can Zelle me. And if not, just text me or DM me and I'll give you that. Songs I've performed so far, I will tell you that in a second. So the projects I've performed so far are Sunni, my second project, Sound of Old New York. I keep forgetting the camera's here. Sound of Old New York. And we just finished doing Involuntary Immigrant. From Sound of Old New York, I did War or Peace, New Amsterdam, Kings of the City, Overstanding, Can't Breathe, Gentrified, Pose, Ashley the Classy, and Rent Party. That's pretty much the entire project. I think it's like a 11 tracks and then 4 bonus tracks. And I did 2 of the 4 bonus tracks. So, and then on Involuntary Immigrant, I did Black Man in America, Rebel, Wild Wild West, Evan Notice, Snowglobe, and Sit With It, the movie version, which is the longer version of the song. So, no, Virtual. I don't accept beats for payment. And you know why. I'm not going to go into the details on here. So yeah, all right, it's 1:26. We got to pack up and make our way to the tattoo shop so that Youngin, the tattoo artist, can get me set up and so I can do the songs from this next project. I won't say which one. You'll just have to tune in to see, motherfuckers. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you again, brother Azteknique, Beat Bang Theory Studios for having me. And we'll see you at Stop 3.